Right, welcome back everyone. I'm sorry for the brief delay. I had to go to the toilet, but never mind that now. We've got to get on with things. We're going to the airbase, an experimental American facility filled with air, don't you know? Staff at the Hot Tar and Spiders base are jealous, let me tell you. So Joanna's going to bash her computer, and then we are going to switch to the correct game. There we go. We're going to the airbase. Yes, we are. Go to the airbase. There we go. Hooray. We've got to espionage it, so we've got to obtain the disguise and enter base, we've got to check in our equipment, we've got to subvert the security monitoring system, obtain the flight plans from the safe, and board Air Force One. This level is very, very silly. I'm glad that video game plots have progressed beyond this point now, and are now a true art form. Yes, most certainly they are.
Throg feel great sorrow at death of man with hat. Mungo big. Throg bigger! Throg still sad. With heap best. Throg acting.
You know what, forget I said anything. Now, so, let's go to the hairy base to find the hairy place.
I can see the main entrance to the base.
Good, yeah, it's kind of obvious.
Make out the cable car arrival point.
Excellent, Joanna. That cable car is your way in.
I can see the seven dwarfs. Joanna, put the Viewmaster down.
Member of the flight crew boarding a minute ago.
Wait a minute, there's an observer at the lower terminus, but they couldn't send anyone else?
Don't have to remind you that
But they're probably innocent of any involvement in Trent's little scheme. I can't shoot at them, even if they shoot at me.
Why? They're all gonna die in a minute anyway.
I don't know how far the conspiracy has spread through the NSA, but I'm
Because he's got a nice ass.
Trent has around him here are loyal to him and his
Fun fact, you can actually be spotted and lose the mission during this cutscene. And this is Trent's brilliant plan. He is going to talk about his conspiracy in front of everyone. Genius.
Any idea what Trent's plan might be yet? What about those blonde guys?
You've only seen one Mr. Blonde, Joanna.
And I won't distract you with those.
So what, that 5 times Joanna's been fobbed off now? And David Doak has apparently forgotten that time has elapsed between these missions, despite the fact that we have no idea how Joanna got up here, or indeed how this airbase did. And anyway, what have we got to do now? We're going to restart the mission, obviously, because everyone is in completely the wrong place. No, we're not going to instantly kill anyone, Joanna, stop it. Right, okay, so let's skip past that, and then let's get started. Hooray! Right, so we're going to have to tranquilate all of these men to make them tranquil. There's a lot of guards here, and they might try and raise the alarm otherwise, so we will lower them into their gravel McPits. You, stop doing whatever you're doing. No touching that. That's an alarm panel. If he touches that, then you fail the mission. So we don't want to do that. That would be ridiculous of us. So instead we're going to lurk our way over here. We've got to go and mug an air hostess in order to steal her clothing. Stop eating helium, you strange woman. Right, okay, so we've mugged her, this man crouches down, and then we blast him with our blast. There we go. So now we've got to disguise ourselves as an air hostess. Okay, so we've got scientist air hostess. I guess French maid and Catholic schoolgirl, they just couldn't think of a way to get those in there. So now we're going to don our disguise, which will apparently fool people into thinking that we are an air hostess with a crossbow, because we can now go down here and this man will simply gesticulate at us in a bizarre manner, so we'll shoot him for it. Hooray! Shut up. Right, and over here is the first of our secret weapons of the level. It's some proximity mines, which really aren't all that useful in Perfect Agent mode. And anyway, let's quickly double back here, because I forgot to show you something. First we're going to grab some crossbow bolts. And now, crossbow bolts grabbed, we can go back, and we can go and examine where that cable car came from, because it came forth from the very rocks themselves. This is a weird airbase. I've got no idea how it was built. I mean, why would you build an airbase at the top of a mountain? How does anything get up here? For that matter, how did Joanna get up here? So yes, it came out of this rock face here. But there's something else secret down here. I think this horizon scanner it works exactly like the sniper lens, only you can't even move while you're using it. I guess it's an abandoned scope overlay, perhaps from the sniper rifle or the far sight, I don't know. No one does, but there's nothing there. Look up slightly, however, and we will find, yes, the cheese is there, glitching merrily away. So we'll leave it to do that. I guess maybe there are some ice rats here who like to eat the cheese. I also don't know why the air hostess apparently needs 2 bodyguards. They're just like really horny yetis around here? I don't know, but Americans know how to deal with yetis. You just read them the Gettysburg Address. I'm sorry. I apologize profusely. I will almost certainly be punished for that. Meanwhile, this man here is trying to walk back into the complex, but we can't let him. He would inconvenience us, so we'll beat him up for that. And then we'll just check this guy here, but he doesn't have a weapon because we've already stolen it with our wickedness and our ways. So what are we going to do now? Well, we've got to go and use this elevator, which seldom responds to commands, but has decided to behave itself this time. And we're going to use this elevator to go up into a strange little room where two men are having a meeting, presumably on how to be gigantic jerks. As we will see shortly, they're having a meeting which involves no documents or indeed talking. Are you new around here? Yes, I'm Harry. You know Harry. Yes, don't know what they're doing. So just steal this attaché case. No, I'm an air hostess. Why can't I just take your case for you? Maybe you want to get on the flight or something. No, apparently this guy here will go and get security, and this guy will try and beat you to death. It's no wonder this poor lass needs two bodyguards if you've got Dr. McAsholington there trying to kill her if she just takes away his case. So, we're going to break their glass for that. None of this glass shit for you, and apparently no one's going to notice that. So, we've got to now go down and use the case to evade the security. We're going to wave our fists at you, but we are not going to strike you because that would get your dirty assholeness upon us. So, we'll close that door and leave them in there to freeze to death, and we will go downward in order to enter the airbase proper. Now, much like Area 51, this airbase has no runway, so we are 2 for 2 on airbases with no runway.
Hi.
Is it the afternoon? I don't know.
Okay,
It's more like
you know the way
night,
from
really.
here.
Do I? Oh, alright, well, we'll open this up, and we will then close it, because we are about to use our naughty Druggle McSpy device here. This is the third variant of the Cam Spy, and is useful because it allows us to shoot neurotoxic darts into people's trousers and destroy them that way. Or perhaps it's a super Viagra. Watch this, let us shoot him. Here we go. Boing! My god, it threw him off his feet, it was so powerful. My word, they shouldn't allow that in these places, but they do. You're going to get out of it too, and you are going to be shot in your bums, you are, because we don't like you even more than we don't like everyone else. These guys are the NSA agents. They are the only ones who will actually attack you. The rest of these guys will just sort of look at you curiously and then get shotted. So, around here is another NSA agent, and this is how you get the second secret weapon, is you have to shoot all three of these guys. Now, we're just tranquilizing them here, which would mean we would still have to go and kill them, and the second secret weapon we will see in a moment up here is the Securital McHub, which we must disable, because you see, the thing is, when you are trying to stop the evil conspirators from conspiring, it pays to switch off the only thing stopping them doing it. It makes perfect sense. Get out of it, you're going to be killed as well. So, we've now knocked out everybody in the entire base. There's these lines on the floor which will tell us where to go, and we're now going to try and set the proximity mines, which is a rather fraught process. You see, there are a lot of spawn points around here or something. That or just glitchy level geometry in general. Regardless, usually these will explode as soon as they arm themselves. I was actually watching here so that I could show you that when exploding, but strangely I managed to place all four in places they don't go off. So even when I am lucky, I am not lucky. That is the way of the world, you see. So that one can go over there. Either you just place them in places that blow you up, which is even better. So we're going to go down this here escalator, and we are going to place ourselves a mine here, and then we are going to place a last mine here, and then we will whip out our suitcase. It's an attaché case, you silly game. Alright, now everything is now going to be put into this case, so we have to throw away all of our gear. Apparently putting a crossbow in your luggage is in no way suspicious. Yeah. Thank you, Daniel. Please, be less specific next time. Okay, so we've got to do something in order to stop our case from being detected. So, let's go and do that. It's just to switch off the security hub. And you can see we've got a very, very short time limit. So we're going to place this dragon in proximity mine mode, and then we are going to make our way up here. And then the level is going to get stupendously hard. So, let's just click away at this thing. And now, Trent's army of armoured bastards will appear and start setting off mines. I thought I'd shoot this glass in order to make these guys trigger, but apparently that's sort of Wile E. Coyote thing going on here, where that won't go off until they notice it, but now they have, thankfully. So, now they've blown up. Everyone in this level now has K7 Avengers. K7 Avengers are horrible when the enemy has them, however, because they do ridiculous amounts of damage, and the AI has to deal with exactly none of the drawbacks of the K7 Avenger. Those being that it fires really fast, has a really small magazine, and yeah, they don't care about magazine size. So basically the problem now is that in Perfect Agent mode, they can kill you before you even know they're there. It basically takes one burst of this weapon to kill you off. So we have to use as many dragons in proximity mode as we can. Incidentally, now everybody in the base is dead, so we have directly killed all of the people we were supposed to be protecting. Ladies and gentlemen, our heroes. Yeah, there's going to turn out to be some sort of Silent Hill thing going on here, isn't there? Joanna's going to end up being a homeless woman who's just like talking into a banana or something. What's that, Daniel? You want me to kill again? But I've killed so many already. No. So, we've got to be as cautious as possible here in order to deal with this massive generation of Nooks who have come to get us. Where are you? Stop hiding. We don't want to deal with that. We've got our weaponry here. Right now that they've tried to destroy that wall, we have defeated them. So, what are we going to do now? We're going to make our way to Air Force One, which is located in a random little hangar at the bottom where it has no access to anything, and neither does it have any way of getting out of there. So, firstly, we must deal with the last of these men. Apparently they haven't set that one off. They're very unreliable. So we've got a bunch of guys lurking around at the top of that escalator, so we've got to try and lure them down here so that we can destroy them. There they are, up there somewhere. There they are. So let's run away from them now. We'll hide around this corner, and then we will wait for them. Yes, we will. That's the problem with this arc of missions here, is that basically everybody is armed with K7 Avengers, and it's horrible, and you will die a lot. This arc of missions has the worst plot holes in the game, especially the next mission, where it all gets very, very silly. And nothing that happens makes any sense at all. Now, our Perfect Agent only objective, yes, we don't want you, is to go and find the flight plans, which are located in a safe in this area over here, which is normally completely useless. So let's go through here and we will find that, yes, all of the guys around here are dead as well. And the only way to avert the wholesale slaughter of every man, woman and child in the base is actually to have some of them chasing you, because the enemies will ignore each other at least in order to screw you over all the more. But there's some people around here who are trying to break into a safe, so let's throw a dragon at them, because that sounds like a sensible idea that I would have, right? That's blown them up. And that's our Magnium, which we've apparently only picked up one of, so we're going to ignore that and we're going to go in here. You, what do you want?
Stop them! They're breaking into the safe!
Right, okay, they're trying to break into the safe. Now, apparently they managed to destroy one of the doors. They got the destroyable doors code going here. Now, there is actually a proximity mine which is supposed to be placed on the door of that safe, but it's blown up. Let's put that there out of cautiousness, because this level has a habit of spawning guards everywhere, including inside your trousers. But yes, we've blown up the mine that was on the door, which has smashed this pane of glass here. Okay, so now we can get into the room containing the safe. Yeah, there's a lot of destroyed stuff here as well. But that door is invulnerable. It is powerful and strong. So, shame the glass wasn't, really. That was a really stupid piece of design. So, how do we open a safe? Well, maybe we need to put a key in that hole there. Let's see, do we have a key thing? No, we do not have a key thing. Now, what I thought the first time I played this level was that we had to go and get that guy from through there, but he can actually die during the course of the level. So, how do we open a safe? Well, maybe it was open already, who knows? No, what? What the hell is this? Yes, apparently the light switch opens the safe. It isn't a safe at all, it's a remote-controlled cupboard. Good lord. And how are you supposed to figure that out? How in the name of everything that's normal in the world is an object called a safe supposed to be opened by a button on a wall? It's wrong, it's just strange and wrong, and them trying to mess around with our heads, but we won't fall for it, not for 1 minute, sir. Anyway, just in case they continue their respawny balderdash, we will place a dragon there in proximity mode. We will quickly stop to make sure the recording is good, and then we will call forth the elevator, for we need to go down and find Air Force One itself. It's at the bottom of this giant lift, which has 4 doors in it for reasons which you are about to have explained to you. Now, the bottom floor is the very worst place to be, which is why it's the first place we go. Yes, we just skipped out of floor entirely. I guess nobody going down wants that. Oh, it's one behind. Oh, no, I don't think we're going there. That would be silly of us. So, let's go up to the second floor, lingerie, cosmetics, and exit to the level. So, we're not going there just yet, because there's one more thing for us to see first. The amazing, wondrous, and incredibly bloody useless front of Air Force One room. There's not even anything in here. What is this room for? Now, the front of the Air Force One actually looks really good. It's the back that looks like hell, as you're going to see when the stupid thing takes off. So, no. We still don't want that. We have cut around going back up, you see. So we're instead going to go out of this door, which leads to Air Force One's boarding shuttle thing. I don't know why it's up here, but it goes into... well, let's not question that. Let's just get in. Okay, so this man now walks around in the landing gear. We have helpfully allowed Trent to take over the entire base. I guess Air Force One hasn't noticed that all its communications with ground have stopped, or maybe they just really were setting a heading for 131 ARG. Who knows? So, off it goes, taking off from the runway, I guess, and into the sky goes forth Thunderbird shit. Hooray! We have beaten Air Force One, but as you can see, there's a lot more late yet because of the gimmick to this level. Now, the gimmick to this level is that the way you complete it affects where you start in the next level. So, the game doesn't remember, however, which skill level the last time you beat it was in. So, we're going through it in agent mode now so that we can go to the other exit so we can get the good start of the level. As you can see in agent mode, neither of those two guys are there. There is no alarm pressing nonsense, so we will now skip ahead. You also don't have to go through the whole metal detector part, so let's find out what all these guys say. This guy shouts, "We're taking over," helpfully, even if you haven't taken out all the other guards. This guy here...
Have come here, girl.
Yes, I should. Shut up. Right, so we'll blast off his noggin, and then let's find the last guy. Yes. These little shoes here are just as destructible as ever. You, we hated you first time because you made us wait for those laser grids, so now that's our revenge had. No more technological shoes for this base. And the last one is around this corner.
Perimeter.
What? Shut up. Just shouting random military jargon at us, and he has a shield on agent mode as well. So let's shut down the system, and then we are going to look down at this man, because he isn't dead. So we have now solved that issue, and now these guys over here have got their Wile E. Coyote proximity mines placed, and we can watch them explosion. Off they go, propelled into the walls by the sheer strength of our awesomeness. So, down we go here, and we are going to go into the other place, which is down the Metal Gear sideways type elevator device thing. Hooray! But first these guys must be inconvenienced with our weaponry, and as you can see, they die really easily on agent mode. Agent mode is what? We will not question that. Right, so we're going to go downstairs, but this elevator has betrayed me, so it's going to take just a little while for that to actually happen. So we're going to fight a couple of men in all of their faces, and then we are going to cut away while that elevator arrives. Yes, that'll be in just a second. I'll just call it again, just in case it hasn't realized the first time, and to hell with that, let's just squash it and wait for it to come back. Here we are, hooray! And down we go, down the dramatic diagonal elevator thing. I'm going to get a call from Master Miller in a minute that goes on for 3 hours. Talks about how Naomi is actually a traitor, my god, and then there'll be ravens and stuff. But that's all for the wrong game, and so we will now go in here to the bottom floor of Air Force One, which lets us get into the cargo hold. Right, let's take these guys out first. You dropped your gun, that was wrong of you, and then he danced into oblivion. He was a jolly fellow, and no mistake. Right, so we've dealt with those two. Don't you think that Joanna should be intimately familiar with the exact size of Air Force One, being as she's supposed to be able to take part in a mission that's actually inside it in the next... Never mind. We will not question it. Apparently, Joanna just had to throw aside her complex military training to make a cheap knob joke. Marvellous. So, Air Force One is apparently protected by incredibly annoying laser grids. That's why I will not come down here in perfect agent mode under any circumstances, because it is suicide. They do ridiculous quantities of damage. As you can see, in agent mode we are practically invincible. Even their K7 avenging nonsense has no effect on us at all. So, all of these laser grids will attempt to get us, but we are much smarter than them, because we know their weakness, which is this control panel over here. Yes, take that out, and that will overload the laser grids, which will make them turn on and off in an annoying manner. Why is this here? Doesn't this make servicing the aircraft incredibly difficult? Now, you might notice that Air Force One has a nose wheel, but as you'll see when we turn around, it doesn't actually have any rear landing gear. There you go, it's just hovering. And it's in a giant black void of pitch black sod-allness with no way to get it to the surface at all. I guess it just gets there through a plot hole. Now, there's another secret thing in this level, however. There is, as well as the cheese, there is a secret potted plant, which you are probably not going to be able to see on the uploaded version, but I can at least give you some approximation of where it is. What you have to do is yank out the horizon scanner, which is why we're in agent mode, because otherwise we'd have to dump this thing with all of our other gear. And you'll note that when you get your gear back, you don't have this thing in it. And I can hardly see this thing now when I'm commenting on it, so good luck to you. But yeah, there's a pot plant way off there in the darkness, and nobody knows why. Perhaps it was planted there by some sort of mad horticulturalist at Rare, but now we've got to go over there. Yeah. What is going on here? Apparently the back of this thing was from a different detail outlet to the front of it. It's madness and strangeness, I tell you. So we will exit this weird place immediately and go up into this weird door by the nose. Here we are. There's the shuttle, which we went through before, and here are these pine cones? I don't know. Light pine cones. And my God, Grimshaw! I knew it! I knew that man was strange in some way. We're going to have to do something about him when we get back to the Institute. He's a traitor of great renown, known throughout the world for his evil. So, once again, the Thunderbird shit lifts off and flies into the sky, into the void. And we have won at this level. I have been Evil Tim. This has been Perfect Dark. Not that any of you are actually going to believe that. And it will continue soon, and that is soon not in the geological sense either. Goodbye.